Hello friends, this video on sexual reproduction in flowering plants part 14 is brought to you by examfear.com. No more fear from exam. Now, this knowledge on pollen-pistil interaction helps in artificial hybridization. That is why you see these days a lot of fruits and vegetables are not the real ones but they are hybrid. Now, and the hybrid is the one which is of superior quality because it has got good things of both the male counterpart and the female counterpart, and that is why hybrid is a better one. So this is a technique where only desired pollen grains are used for pollination and fertilization. Now, when you are choosing the desired pollen grains, you are making sure that only the good things are being incorporated in the hybrid. So some of the examples of hybrid would be the broccoli, which you see, that is like a hybrid of the cauliflower which we normally eat, or the red capsicum, the yellow capsicum. They are also a result of artificial hybridization. Now, what are the techniques that are followed in order to do artificial hybridization? A very common technique is the emasculation. So what is emasculation? It is the process of removal of anthers from bisexual flowers of female parent plant. Now, why do we do this? Emasculation. Now, masculation is derived from the word masculine. It is related to male. So, we are actually removing the male part. That is why removing the anthers from bisexual flowers. That is the flowers which have got both the male part and the female part. So what will happen if we remove the male part? In that case, the possibility of self-pollination will be removed. Right? Let us suppose you have a bisexual flower where you have the male reproductive organ, you also have the female reproductive organ. So there are chances that breeding, fertilization or pollination will happen within the same flower. So self-pollination can take place because both are there on the same flower. But we want to rule out that possibility so that there is no self-pollination. We only want cross-pollination to take place. So for that, what do? We remove the anthers. So once you remove the anthers from here, so this plant is no more bisexual. This is a unisexual flower because it only has the female reproductive part, right? So this process is done, this emasculation process is done before the anthers mature. So even before they attain maturity, this is done. So this will prevent self-pollination. So that is one way of getting more hybrids, because we do not want the same species to be repeated over and again. So we stopped self-pollination. Now what do we do with that broken anthers? I mean the anthers which we have removed, what do we do with those anthers? Now what we do is bagging. Bagging is another technique and it is derived from the word bag. Why bag? Because these anthers are put inside the emasculated flower. Once it has been removed, we cover the emasculated flower to prevent contamination. So we put it inside a bag. So now this flower which you see on the screen, if you put it inside a bag, what will happen? No other anthers from any, not anthers, no other pollen grains from anywhere, because wind pollination can take place, pollination can take place by insects. Right? So from any time the pollen grains can come in, but we do not want any other pollen grain to disturb this female reproductive part. We want the fusion to take place with the pollen grains which we want, with the desired pollen grains. So in order to prevent any sort of interaction with some other pollen grains, what do? We cover this emasculated flower with a bag, and this prevents the contamination with unwanted pollen. So that is why this is called bagging technique, because of the use of this bag. Now what will happen? So now the female part is well protected. We already have our desired pollen grains, because every time we are we are cutting the anthers and we are collecting the pollen grains. So whatever is the desired pollen grains, we will dust the desired pollen grains over this stigma. So we are purposely dusting these pollen grains because they are our desired pollen grains. So what will happen? Once you dust it with our desired pollen grains, we bag the flowers once again, so that again there is no contamination from outside. So now the desired pollen grains are there, the female reproductive part is there. So the fertilization will take place and the output would be the hybrid output, which is the desired output from our end. So this is what is often followed by the breeders and the farmers, so that they can cultivate plants or cultivate vegetables, fruits, flowers, whatever of their desired choice. That is why you would have seen that there are roses of variety where half of the rose is red and half of it is white. So that happens because you take pollen grains from one variety of rose and you put it into the female flower of another variety. So that is how the hybridization takes place. Thank you. Please visit www.examfear.com to watch more videos, attempt free online test, get free study material, find tutors and mentors. Thank you once again.